Tonight, Vicki will be discussing her communication style. Help me welcome Vicki Cheriton.
Mr. Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters, this past week I have had the privilege of learning about communication styles. In the new Pathways program, there is a section that you get to take an assessment first about your communication. And I find assessments very interesting because I come through a school of psychology realizing that at any given day, that assessment will tell us something, but perhaps a few days, a couple of months, it may change. So I had to take that with a grain of salt. I didn't look at anything other than taking the assessment first because I didn't want anything to persuade me to answer it in a certain way. I wanted to find out what this Toastmasters assessment was going to tell me about my communication style. First of all, it was only 12 questions. Can we really gather enough information about a person's style in 12? And I'll tell you what the 4 are as far as communication style. They have direct, analytical, initiating, and supportive. And when I got to those 4 and looked at how my score was, I was very surprised. I thought by just reading those 4 columns, 4 titles, that I would be analytical. That's just how my work style is. I work with numbers a lot. I like to be organized as far as procedures and formulas. And I thought analytical is going to be it. I knew that it wasn't going to be initiating. That small talk conversation is just not me. I've tried. At Starbucks in a line, I'll turn to the person behind me and try and start a conversation. I'll say a couple words, they'll answer, we're done. I've heard that when you're on an airplane, when you first get on, perhaps strike up a conversation with your seatmate because you never know what it is that they do. They might be able to help you with something that you are interested in. And I've tried that. And again, a couple questions, a couple answers, we both put in our headphones and we watch the movie the rest of the way. So I knew it wasn't that. What it gave me though was the highest of supportive. And I had to really look at their definitions and see if that was truly me. They describe a supportive style as calm, steady, approachable, sincere, and gentle. I guess part of that would be me. I'm not one who is direct, which is the other one where they're focused and competitive and independent and confident. So I can see that as far as being supportive. They dislike change and appear inconclusive. And as far as communication, that would probably describe me best. I'm the type of person, if there's a group of us, and it's like, where do you want to go for dinner? Wherever you want to go. I have an opinion, and if there's something that I really don't like in my conversation with somebody, I may put that out, but generally, I'm okay with either one. So my communication is whatever. And sometimes people think that it's not participating in the conversation. One thing about supportive styles are that they're active listening. And I feel that that is one of my strong points. Because if somebody will tell me their story, I am listening. I want to find out as much about that person as I can. I enjoy finding out what makes them tick. I enjoy finding out what is going on in their life. One thing I really enjoy when I hear speeches from Christina and Eric Is their adventures when they go around and visit places and they strike up conversations with strangers? How do they do that? I don't know. But it always turns out to be this fascinating journey for them. And I'm just not sure how to include that other than being an active listener. Supportive person is, or supportive style also is patient and slow-paced. Most generally, I'm not one who rambles really fast unless I know that I have somewhere to be, and then I will go a little bit faster, but I'm generally laid back. I was surprised, though, that I scored as high as I did as a direct communicator. But then when I read the definition of being decisive and independent and confident, and sometimes appearing strong-willed and demanding, I looked at when I have conversations at the tax desk with my clients, because I am confident about what I'm going to be telling them. And I've learned the tax rules, and I want to convey those to them. And through my 10 years or so with clients, I've noticed that the conversations have stretched on a little bit more. At first, it was always, I ask the question, they give me the answer, I figure out the formula, and we had this back and forth. They got their information, I felt good about it. But as time went on and I got to know them, kids were graduating from school, babies were born, there were divorces, there were marriages, all sorts of things were happening in their lives. I did build that communication style of being more supportive and being able to listen. And the time they spent at my desk was a little bit longer. I look forward to hearing everybody's communication style, because that is one thing that every path will have you do. Lloyd and I are very different, and it's fun to listen that he was a direct speaker and I was more of a supportive style. And I look forward to hearing everybody else's communication styles. Mr. Postmaster.